Okay, so this is Rachel. Rachel, how old are you?
38.
38. So she's 38, and it's a great age to actually start. We've done some Botox on her before, and that's as far as we've gone with her. We've never done any filler. So what I'm going to do is do a quick assessment of her face, and we'll decide based on that what areas we think we're going to maybe use some filler on, and perhaps some Botox as well. What she has told me is what bothers her most is her under eye area. When she smiles, she has some lines, and we can address some that with some Botox. But I don't like too much Botox because I think it takes away from the smile a little bit, and in fact can make the hollowness around the eyes worse if you do too much Botox around there. So starting from her forehead, again, I like to divide the face into thirds: the upper third, the mid face, and then the lower third. Now her upper third, her forehead is beautiful, it's well filled in her temporal area. She has no indentations. Her eyebrows are nice and full, has adequate volume. She doesn't really have too many lines when she's at rest, but she does have her glabella complex that lines when she actually does frown. Frown for us, Rachel. There you go. And it's not very strong because it does disappear when she's not frowning. So if she does do Botox there, she doesn't need much. She's getting very fine lines on a horizontal forehead, and we can do a little bit of Botox there, but I don't think necessarily she needs it too much there. Now again, turning her face to the side, her temples are nice and filled. Now under eye area is where she's losing a little volume. She's beginning to create some fine lines, from smiling, as well as, there's fat loss that happens in the under eye area. And it's an area we can actually fill with some filler, but I don't think she's a great candidate for filler under the eyes. It's more an issue, I think, with her is that she's losing some mid-face volume, and she's losing some peripheral fat in her pre-auricular region, because when I do press here, she's pretty empty. And if we kind of volumize this area, we can get some pull of her cheeks up where there used to be more volume. Now, again, looking a little more detail at the mid-face, if I put my Q-tip right here, you can see it easily dense. And she may have naturally had some indentation there, but we can actually pull that up with a little bit of filler. And her nasolabial folds are getting a little deep. Again, I don't like to overfill that area because we don't want to create that ape-like look and have projection around the mouth too much. Her corners of the mouth are starting to go down a little bit. Again, if you pull the cheek up with some filler and filler behind and kind of anterior to the ear, this area sometimes will pull up, and she won't have that downgoing mouth corner. She's losing a little fat in her chin area. Again, when I press this, you can see there's some fat loss that happens. Now, she has a naturally thin face, and we don't want to overfill her, but we'll be conservative on her. She's pretty symmetric, and that's one of the things we look at when we look at faces. And none of us are completely symmetric, but her eyebrows are a nice equal height. She has more or less equal volume on either side. She may be a little more volumized on this side. So when I see that, I try to equal the other side to the more volumized area. Her upper lip area is still very nice and full. Her lips are nice and full. Her chin is beginning to probably create a little bit of muscle action here because the crease here begins to fold in a little bit, but she has a nice volume in her chin in general. An area we often miss is the actual earlobes. You can actually put filler in the earlobes because it's the area that loses a lot of fat, and your earrings will actually sit better if you actually plump that up with a little Juvederm or Restylane, and it will also again reflect light.